Okay, here we go. We got Billy Walker on the line.
What's going on, buddy?
Man, what you doing? How you doing, my man?
Pretty good. I just about forgot about you. I've been working on the race car.
Well, that's cool. So you getting ready for a race this weekend?
No, not this week. I mean, I'm getting ready. We're fixing to go back up north in New Jersey and race, and just been taking off a few weeks and hadn't messed with the car a whole lot because I know I ain't had no money to mess with it. So now I'm trying to get it ready for going up there.
Man, I know you're excited about that because I remember when you went last year, you enjoyed that, didn't you?
Yeah, we had fun last year, and that's why we're going back this year. We got treated fairly up there. There was a few cars that was a little over the rules of what it was supposed to be, but they said they was going to get it right this year. I told them if they made it right, we'd come back, and they said they was going to make it right, so we're going to go back and see how we stack up. We're going to try to equal the playing field this year. We got a few things that we didn't have last year that they had, and that was told that we could have it, so now we're going back with a gun instead of a knife.
Ooh. So what's the name of that racetrack?
Bridgeport Speedway.
I bet it's a big speedway, too.
It'll be on Flow Racing at the first weekend of October.
Flow Racing, okay. First weekend of October, okay. Well, look, everybody be sure and tune in to watch Billy Walker race. We want to see you win up here and show them boys how us Southerners run a race.
And that's the plan. Last year we got up there, like I said, we had a lot less than what they did. Still qualified fourth out of the 60-something cars. End up getting into the wall. I broke a shock and ended up getting into the wall and breaking a brake line. And on lap 78, I just said, I ain't going to tear it up no more than I already did. Just went ahead and pulled it off the track.
Wow,
it was all driver error.
I bet that was fun racing at that track, though. Is it a high bank track?
It was fun. It was really high bank and really big.
Oh, man.
I would compare it to like Eldora. If you got to run two different sets of gears. One gear if you're going to run the top and a different gear if you're going to run the bottom. So you got to pretty much pick what you're going to run before you go out. And I decided I was going to run the top all night, and that's what I did.
Wow, that is a big racetrack when you got to run two different sets of gears for.
It was very fun this year, taking the wife and the kids up there, let them have fun. We're going to go up a day early and go to D.C. and hang out, and on Friday morning go to hang out in D.C. and then race Friday night, and then go back Saturday and do it again. Feature 100 laps.
Oh, wow! I love endurance races like that. That's my favorite.
Get a pit stop at lap 50. You can do whatever you want to the car, but you only got, I think it was 5 minutes or 10 minutes you got to do it. Whatever you want to do. You can change tire springs, whatever you want. It ain't like down here. All you can do is put gas. No, it's a pit stop just like any other pit stop.
Wow, that's awesome. I like that idea.
We were just treated. They treated us really good last time I was up there. Me and Josh O'Neill went. We got treated fair and nice, and I told him I'd be back. And I'm gonna go back.
So how many cars did they have that night?
66 last year. He said there'd probably be around 75 or 80 this year.
Wow. So that's the best of the best drivers are going to this.
Best in the Northeast. I mean, I was from the furthest away, but it is like a 16, 17-hour drive up there.
Wow.
But
hey, that's a memorable experience.
Oh, yeah. It's a different kind of clay. I mean, my car works pretty good everywhere it goes. So, I mean, I really didn't struggle none. Didn't have to make a whole lot of changes, just a gear change. But they gave us $300 or $400 last year for the long haul. I mean, they made it worth our while and treated us fairly, and that's all I cared about, There was a few cars that probably should have been racing with us, but, they were there, so they made them put on extra weight. It hurt them, but not enough,
Well, that's cool. So it's all factory stocks.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Pretty much. Well, they're a little bit more than factory stock up there, but we learned what we needed to learn last year, what to take back,
Well, that's cool,
we're going to take back more this year than we had last year, so we should do good. We're going to represent.
I hope.
That's for sure.
That's great. You're going to put Alabama on the map.
Try to. I tried to put them on the map in Mississippi a couple of weeks ago. Just couldn't seal the deal. That's a couple of years in a row been in the top 3 and just can't seal the deal. Why not?
Well, I tell you what, that was a heck of a race because I was pulling for you. I was pulling for you to take it, man. Because I mean, I like watching you race, and I said, man, Billy Walker's gonna do it this year, and darn, always some buzzard luck.
I'll always catch something bad luck in the race, but I mean, second place out of 130 cars ain't too bad. But I never go never go to get second.
There you go. You're like Denny Hamlin. You go there, first place is what you think about.
Checkers or records.
Yeah, checkers or records. There you go. You know, like I was talking about earlier. I tell you what, I was talking about earlier. That time I watched you race at the Shady Brady Wing 200 endurance race. Now that was cool.
Yeah, it was one of those last minute deals. We built a little Infiniti G35. Just poured it out of the junkyard and aired the tires up on it and got it running and went up there and didn't know a whole lot about the little car. Just literally maybe drove it a mile or two and put it on a trailer and went up there and I made up about 20 spots in 3 or 4 laps. I think on lap like 7 or 8, a radiator busted, the tank on. I was like, well, what the crap? I guess it just set up too long.
Dang. Because I was pulling for you in that race because that endurance race was so much fun. I enjoy that.
Yeah, we're gonna go back this year. We're probably gonna get another little Infiniti. I like the way they run. I just don't like the transmission. We're gonna go with a standard shift next time. But my little girls, they've been driving that Infiniti for a year around the house. They drive it around here, playing around because I live in the woods. My 10, 11-year-old girls,
cool.
That's their car now, they say.
Well, that's cool. So what kind of engines they got in there? A little 4-cylinder?
No, that's got a V6, a 3.5-liter V6. They're strong. They're really strong to be what they are. They'll outrun them Crown Vics, I know that.
Oh, I bet it would. I bet it smoked them Crown Vics.
Ain't no doubt. Just we had, like I said, why not? I won 2 races up there, regular season races up there last year. Well, because I won one of the, I think it was the Prelude. I won one of the bigger races I had up there last year. We only went a couple of times, and that Street Stock National race has just been a nightmare for me. I can make the show, no problem, win the heat race, get to the feature, and mistake. It was a mistake that happened this year. It wasn't on my part. I ain't blaming nobody, but it happens.
Yeah. I got a feeling next year will be your year.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm about to give up on that race. It costs so much money to go racing.
Yeah, ain't no doubt. And then, like, the government ain't helping us none. Our president ain't helping us none.
Oh, man. The racing people don't understand. A race like that costs $2,000 to $3,000 to go for 3 or 4 days if they're a race. I mean, the payout's okay, but you just about got to win to break even.
Yeah.
I mean,
and, you know, if you could, okay, so here's something me and Robbie's been talking about. So he's been in racing since the 70s. His dad raced sprint cars, and he actually started racing in the 80s. He said back in the 80s when they had a street stock, it was actually a street stock car. You went out $2,000 or $3,000 and went to go race. Now you got $40,000 and up. Street stock.
Those days are long gone, man.
Yeah, I mean, if you could come up,
days are so long gone. Shocks nowadays cost what a set of shocks and tires cost what a car. A set of shocks and tires nowadays cost what a whole car cost back in the 80s.
Yeah, ain't that stupid? And if you could come up with a class, an affordable class, what would you come up with?
Well, I would take on these factory stock cars or pure stock, any of these classes. You can put them on any motor they want to run and give them a restrictor plate at the pay window at the ticket booth when you come in. When you register your car, hand them a restrictor plate to put up under the carburetor, and there's no way it can't be fair. And if you alter the restrictor plate, you automatically suspend it for a year. That way, nobody else cheat. Restrictor plate will govern everybody back down to where they need to be at. And you can run
I'm fine with
500 cubic inch, a 500 cubic inch motor or a 283. They're going to run the same because they can't get no air. If they can't get no air, it's not going to run.
Well, that's pretty smart. I like the way you think.
That I've said it for years, but nobody will do it. They want to do, everybody needs to be on these 13 or 14 rules, and you can't do that. You need to be on a restrictor plate, and every other thing don't matter after that, you know.
Yeah.
They'll
and
all do it the same
stock
time.
as can be. Yeah.
Stock as can be, and then start a bomber class with LS motors in them, because I think we're gonna be on one for long. If I got to be the first one on one, I'll do it. The LS is the way to go, but it's so much cheaper.
Yeah, because for instance, it's just so much easier to run them, you know.
Well, they build 30 or 40 horsepower less than a crate motor, but you can go to your local junkyard and pay $800-900 for a motor instead of $6,500 now.
Yeah,
it makes no sense not to do it.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. And another thing we need to put a stop to, not necessarily saying they're doing it down here, but I can remember my friend Richard Ford that used to run Speedway Video Productions. I met him one weekend. We was at East Alabama Motor Speedway for the rescheduled National 100. And he was telling me about the Road Warrior class they got up there. And he's like, yeah, we got it up where I'm from. He's like, it used to be started out as like a bomber class. And he said it was so cheap. But then the drivers wanted this and add this, and they gave it to them. And then they said they wanted more pay. And I said, whoa, wait a second. We already gave what you wanted. And then the class just dwarfed until it was just too expensive. They just need to do like you said, do a class like it is.
Well, the Road Warrior class at Phoenix City now is so stretched out on rules. It's not even a factory stock at all. It's not even a bomber car. It's to be honest with you, it's almost the same thing as street stock. They're direct drive transmission, spoilers, big wheels, a small tire on the big wheel, but and they're lighter. It's nothing like a factory stock here. I went up there last year and raced a street stock. I drove Chris Walker's street stock up there and ran second. And I drove my car, and I ended up getting a flat. And I didn't even run the B-main. I just loaded it up and went home. Because of the stuff that they were running. They're running 4-barrel carburetors. I mean, nothing like what we're running, you know.
Wow. Quite a big difference.
And that's their beginner class there. And this just as fast as street stock, if not faster.
Wow,
it's just stretched out there. You got you got racetracks in Alabama that's like that, where the rules are stretched out, and you got places like Talladega Short Track that'll DQ you for a piece of sheet metal. And it's so strict. You know, we need to get the South needs to get on a rule package where everybody's on the same rules. Not saying crate racing or not saying any other one, but I don't believe a local race car driver builds his own stuff and works on his stuff should have to pay for no license. Pay to race.
Yeah.
We race. I mean, I can't speak for everybody because everybody's not like that. I race out of my own pocket, and I race. When people ask me, I say, why you ain't racing? Well, I can't afford to. I race when I can and when I can afford to, and I just don't have that budget just to go every race weekend, you know.
Right.
But when I do go, my shit's together. You know what I mean?
Oh, heck yeah. So, how many wins do you have in your whole career?
Oh, man, I don't even know. 4 or 5.
Oh, okay. Wow, I figured you'd have had more than that.
I got 7 this year.
Oh, I was going to say. I was like, wait a second. I knew that didn't sound right.
I'll be honest with you, I couldn't tell you. Probably over the last 20 years, I took a 2-year break one time, but I'd probably say 100 maybe. I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't know. We never counted it. Had one race season. Our year before last, we won 10. We won 11 last year. We go 7 this year, 30. So I really don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Wow. In other words, you're so good you could do it backwards blindfolded.
Oh, I couldn't do that. I tried that before. When I tear off, we'll find out. You will be blindfolded for sure.
Look, if you race backwards blindfolded and win a race, I'm going to shake your hand.
Hey, no doubt. I work on a few guys' cars around here, and one guy said his car, I ain't going to say his name, he called me and said, Billy, man, this car drives itself. He said, man, all I got to do is just hold on to the steering wheel. Barely hold the steering wheel. It just drives itself. I said, that's what it's supposed to do. I said, well, don't let go of the wheel, buddy. It will tear it up.
So do you have any?
What'd you say?
You got what now?
Go ahead. Say what. Go ahead.
Okay, so you got any sponsors? Anybody? Yeah, any sponsors? Anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, man. I got a law firm out of Mobile, Hedge and Copeland. If anybody around the area gets in a car wreck, or gets hurt, they'll hook you up. Also, McKissick Framing out of Mobile. I got the battery shop out of Pensacola and Mobile. I've got so many people. I've got a few that don't like their names mentioned because they don't want other people bothering them about sponsoring them. You know how people are.
Yeah.
But I do. I got so many I got a lot of little sponsors. I mean, I got KT's Garage out of Mobile. They build hot rods in Mobile. Greene County Heating and Air out of Greene County, Mississippi. They all pitch in here and there, do what they can. But my main sponsor is Hedge and Copeland out of Mobile, the lawyers, injury lawyers.
Well, that's cool. Well, everybody look them up on Facebook and the internet.
Yeah, that's right.
You got anything else you want to talk about before we?
Engine machine shop. I forgot that they do my engines out of Mobile.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
No,
anybody need any engine work? Give them.
Yeah, call Engine Machine Shop. His name is Kevin. Just call him up. He can hook you up with a motor. Get you hooked right up.